I think Qatar is taking the right direction towards sports, right? With all the events they've hosted. Of course, the biggest one being the 2022 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
Also hosting F1, I believe, like 2 times so far. They've also held the Asian Cup. And also in 2027, I believe, they're also going to be hosting the Basketball World Cup. I remember when I was 6, I enrolled in Future Sports Academy, which is a football club in Qatar. That's actually how I learned to properly play football. Profession I'm planning to go ahead with is I really want to become an author.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। स्पॉडकास्ट के इस खसूसी प्रोग्राम में आप सभी का इस्तकबाल है। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट और दोस्त मोहम्मद अमीन, और हर हफ्ते की तरह इस दफ़ा एक और गेस्ट हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। बड़ा ही यंग है, बास्केटबॉल खेलते हैं, साथ साथ फुटबॉल भी। वेलकम शर्विन टू आवर स्टूडियो, एंड यू इंट्रोड्यूस टू आवर लिसनर्स।
All right, well, first, thank you for having me onto this podcast. Thank you, FM 107, right? This is a great opportunity. Well, my name is Sharvin. I'm currently 14 years old, and I've been living in Qatar for 10 years.
Okay.
I'm actually from Mauritius, which is an island southeast of Africa. And yeah, I enjoy sports quite a lot. I usually play basketball, and I love playing football.
Let's talk about Mauritius sports. We haven't ever heard of sports in Mauritius. What are the sports that are played in Mauritius?
Mauritius has quite a lot of sports that people are very interested in. For example, football is the number 1 sport in Mauritius. There's even a national league for football.
Okay.
Football is extremely popular in Mauritius, just like it is here or in many parts of the world, right? People absolutely love football.
Okay.
Another sport that I would say people love in Mauritius is also basketball.
Okay.
Although it's not as popular as football, but a lot of people do enjoy basketball, right?
Okay.
The NBA games and all that. And quite a lot of people do play basketball. There's also other sports that are popular in Mauritius are like volleyball,
Okay.
beach ball,
Beach volleyball.
all those. Also, there's tennis and badminton. Aside from that, yeah, those are the most popular ones in Mauritius, I would say.
Since you were, your family is from the Indian origin families who have been, like your dad was talking about 300 years of the 6th generation that you are in Mauritius. Cricket? You don't follow cricket?
No, actually, it's very surprising, but cricket is quite unknown in Mauritius, which is very surprising considering that a lot of our ancestors and our roots came from India. It's really surprising, but even so, cricket has remained quite unknown in Mauritius. It hasn't gained much traction. People do play cricket every now and then, but it's not a very popular sport, and it's not. We don't even have a national team for cricket.
Oh, okay.
It's more of a personal enjoyment sort of thing.
Have you ever tried in Qatar?
Yeah, because I have a lot of Pakistani friends, and cricket is quite popular among Pakistanis and Indians, which are a majority of my friends actually. So yeah, I have tried cricket. It is quite a fun sport.
You learned it, or you just played as part time?
I didn't exactly learn it. I just played it like for fun with friends and all. I tried it a few times. I enjoyed the time that I played, but I don't think it's really my sort of sport. Yeah.
Yes, but you tried.
I did.
Now
try
you know
it.
the rules. Now you know the the how it plays. What are the
the
rule
basics.
book says, how bowling, batting, and all.
Yeah, I would say the basics. I do understand
the basics and all. Okay.
Yeah.
Qatar has given a lot of energy. You say energy. You say the hard work to promote sport. All sport, all multi sports over here. So football, since you said football is your number 1 game that you like in Mauritius, as well as Qatar has number 1 sport is football. Have you ever really tried this game over here, going to the clubs? Or
yes, of course, I actually love football. Since I was 5, I've been playing football. I've really enjoyed it. I've watched football.
Okay.
But I remember when I was 6, I enrolled in Future Sports Academy, which is a football club in Qatar. That's actually how I learned to properly play football. And ever since then, I've been playing in Future Sports. Unfortunately, I had to stop playing in Future Sports Academy because of COVID and because of those circumstances in 2020. Right, it got discontinued for a bit, and since then I haven't joined back. But it was quite fun, and I do still play football quite often. Sometimes I do watch the matches.
You're a goalkeeper? Which position you're playing?
I really like playing midfielder as well as defense, because those are, I would say I'm pretty good at both of those. If I had to choose one, I would say defensive, because that's my best role.
Okay. FIFA 2022 World Cup was the biggest event that had happened in the Arabian Peninsula. What about that? Your experience during the FIFA 2022 World Cup?
The FIFA 2022 World Cup was actually really amazing. I remember I had such a fun time during it. I went to watch the matches. My family from Mauritius came to Qatar to watch the World Cup with us in December. So I remember it was a long break. I went with my dad to watch all of the Germany matches, as well as in the round of 16 the knockout games, Croatia versus Japan. And I remember with my whole family together, we all went to watch the quarterfinals. So that was France versus England. It was an amazing event.
So why Germany matches? Follower of Germany?
I actually do quite like the Germany team. I think they've had the Germany team has had a lot of history. They've had some great players, right? Tom Muller, one of the best goalies in my opinion, right? So I think Germany is a very well team. Unfortunately, didn't perform as how expected, but I like Germany.
What is the opinion about Qatar as a sporting destination? Since the time, let's say 10 years down the line, Qatar has become a major hub for international sports events.
I think Qatar is taking the right direction towards sports, right? With all the events they've hosted. Of course, the biggest one being the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Also hosting F1, I believe, like 2 times so far. They've also held the Asian Cup. So far, and also in 2027, I believe, they're also going to be hosting the Basketball World Cup.
That's right.
Yeah, which I'm looking forward to quite a lot. So I think the way that Qatar is approaching it, Qatar is going about it the right direction, and I believe that Qatar will become one of the, if not the biggest sporting hub in the Arab Peninsula, perhaps even globally. Who knows?
So this Basketball World Cup, the Basketball World Cup, and you said that you also play basketball. So what's your favorite position in basketball? You're a pointer?
I'm quite a versatile player, but I do enjoy playing point guard, right? I don't like going forward too much. I'm a bit more of a player that will like to go a bit more back, take a few safe shots, be able to pass, right? I'm a very versatile player, I would say. So
do you have any dreams of joining any of the local clubs in Qatar?
For basketball?
Hopefully
one day, right? I think it would be quite fun for me, and it would be a great opportunity for me at some point down the line. But I haven't really thought about it too much, right? Because most of my life I have been a great football fan. If anything, I've only gotten into basketball quite recently, like over the past year or so. Over the past year or so, I've developed a bond with basketball. And you
like the normal classical basketball game or the 3x3?
I like classical. Yeah, I think it's just the better way. It's just more fun with like 5 players, 5v5, right?
3x3
so many with like, well, it's still not a lot, but there is quite a lot of variety and like a lot of tactics that you can use with 5 players. I think it's the best way to play basketball.
More strategy that you can make, that's what you want to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's your target in life? What profession that you plan to?
Profession I'm planning to go ahead with is I really want to become an author. I love literature, I love reading, and so I really want to write a book. Preferably a novel.
That's really good. So when you're talking about literature, which authors?
I read a lot of classics. So for me, George Orwell, 100%.
George Orwell is a tremendous guy.
1984, Animal Farm.
Animal
Farm is probably one of, if not my favorite.
Yes.
Created.
So your literature is restricted only around George Orwell works, or
No, I read quite a lot of authors, I would say. Among my favorites, I would have to say Fyodor Dostoevsky. He's a Russian author. His works are very poetic, although they are quite long, I would say, but I really like his works. Osamu Dazai, He's a Japanese classical author.
Okay.
He writes great works, I think.
Mhm.
But his works are definitely not for beginners, right? His writing is really tremendous. Yeah, those are some of my favorite authors. Also, Franz Kafka. I really like Franz Kafka. Metamorphosis, of course, and then there are some other stories. Yeah, I think I really like classics in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't you think the reading of biographies or autobiographies of the famous sports persons would somehow motivate youngsters like if you said that you don't find it like reading sports into as literature, like knowing Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, their childhood days, how would anyone come to know about their childhood days? What was the struggle they made?
I think reading biographies is definitely really good because then you get to know the background of these famous people, right? You get to know what they lived through, right? How it was back then, how they got to where they are, right? Through these biographies. So yeah, I think that biographies are quite good for reading.
And which is your favorite club that you...
My favorite club? I'm a big Liverpool supporter.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Actually, our entire family is. My grandfather is. My father's a Liverpool supporter.
Why is it so attractive? Why?
I think Liverpool has just always been a good club. They've always been... Okay, they have been inconsistent.
Never walk alone? Never walk alone?
Yeah, I love Never Walk Alone.
That's the theme?
Yeah.
Because of that?
I think Liverpool has always been a good club. They've cemented themselves as one of the top clubs. Right now, Liverpool we're performing very well.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah,
very good,
in the top 3, I believe, in Premier League. At some point, we were first in Premier League. I'm not too sure right now, actually.
Chelsea has gone up.
Yeah, Chelsea has gone quite up, which is very surprising.
It's very surprising, yeah.